Well, welcome to day number 4 of the Amazon Income Accelerator Workshop. Today, we're going to be walking you through your path to a full-time income, how you can realistically make a full-time income on Amazon in 2025, and what you need to focus on, and how you can build up your profits, because it's all about building up momentum and being able to get to a place where you are making some good money. You're reinvesting your profits into your inventory while still taking money out of your business to pay yourself. And we're going to talk through that today. I do want to make sure everyone has their workbook. Rebecca's going to put this in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, all you got to do is go to fulltimefba.com/workbook. You can download this. It's only a few pages long. And we're moving to day 4 for this session. Your path to a full-time income on Amazon. And so I'm going to get jumping into the content. If you got a question, put it in the chat, put it in the questions tab. We'll answer questions. We have two special guests with us who are going to show up later on in this session, and we're going to have a really good time. So I'm going to share my screen, and Rebecca's going to tell me whether or not she sees the PowerPoint full screen on your screen. Do you see that right, Rebecca?
I do.
Excellent. So you're finding your path to a full-time income. Most of you understand on day 1, Amazon is the place to be to make really good money. On day 2, I talked to you about the power of finding replenishable inventory, items you can find again and again to sell again and again. And day 3, I told you the tool that you need to master in order to find those replens, know they're going to be a replenishable inventory, knowing that the stock is going to, that the profits are going to remain profitable, the sales are going to be consistent and predictable. And today we're going to talk about how you can use that knowledge to grow a full-time income on Amazon. And one more time as a reminder, tomorrow we are giving away the FBA starter pack. It is your opportunity to get some key supplies that we use almost every day in our Amazon business: a 16-inch impulse sealer, poly bags, over 400 poly bags, 100 of each size that have suffocation warning labels printed on them, a Dymo label printer, a bunch of 1,000 Dymo labels. And so if you are here all 5 days, Monday through Friday, then guess what? You will be entered into a drawing. One lucky person who is in the US will win this. And I just wanted to remind you one more time. So continue to join us, including tomorrow night, and we're going to have fun growing our Amazon business together. So when it comes to making a full-time income, I get asked this question a lot. Stephen, how many items do I need to have in stock to make a full-time income? You make a full-time income. How many items do I need to have in stock? And in fact, the very first fill in the blank, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do with that blank. Because to make a full-time income, you need, in fact, let me hear it in the chat. Tell me how many items do you think you need in your inventory to make a full-time income? How many? I put it in the chat. I'm curious what your guess is. How many items you need to have in stock to make a full-time income? And and so when it comes to making a full-time income on Amazon, here's the deal. I before I answer that question, I want to give you an example of what I was able to accomplish in my own Amazon business. So in 2014, so I started selling on Amazon in 2011. In 2014, I was able to eclipse 6 figures in sales in 2014. And my average inventory any time of the year was over 3,000. Now don't write in 3,000 on the blank yet. Don't write that down yet, because that's not the right answer. Because in 2014, I did 3,000 items in my inventory. And in 2015, I was able to increase my sales by 50%, but the average number of SKUs, ASINs, dropped down to 1,500. So the average inventory level of the different items that I had in stock went down. And that's because I was getting away from clearance sourcing, sale sourcing, garage sale sourcing. Um, And so I was able to make more money, but have less total items in my inventory. In 2016, I increased my sales again by 50%, but the average number of items I had in stock went down to 900. In 2017, I increased my sales by 40%, inventory down to 750 on an average day. In 2018, I increased my sales by 20%. You might be like, oh, you didn't increase your sales as much as before. I still increased my sales multiple years into my Amazon business and reduced the number of individual items that I was selling. The ASINs that I was selling, I was reducing that. In 2019, an increase by 20% in sales again, while lowering my average inventory by 300 to down to 350. And then 2020 happened. And 2020 sucked. I lost 10% of that growth in sales. But I definitely improved my sourcing, knowing that I was actually still selling less inventory, less total number of ASINs in my Amazon business. And in 2021, I was able to recoup that. It was still a slow year, but I was able to recoup what I lost the year before while still making better choices with the individual items that I was selling. Less ASINs, still increasing my profits. In 2022, I increased my sales by 15%. And again, lowered the number of inventory items. You see the trend of what was going on every year besides 2020, and what I'm showing you is is saw increases in my sales, but decreases in the total number of inventory items I had in stock. And so let's look at what 2023 happened. In 2023, here's actually a screenshot. I had 90 products in stock. Now you can look and see the items are sorted by available. You can see the available column in this screenshot is from most to least. So I had an item that I had 59 in stock. Another item I had 44 in stock. The reason why I was able to decrease the number of items in my inventory and increase my sales is because I was focusing more and more on replens. And those replens just continue to sell. Now, some of them have gone away, but again, I've set up alerts to let me know how to be notified if they become zombie replens, they come back alive. But look at this and see. You can see the first item I've got 59 in stock. I first created that listing in 2020. So that's, in 2023, when I took this screenshot, that's over 3 years of selling this particular item. And this other item, this you can see that has 44 in stock on the second line. Everything else is blurred because I don't want you to sell the same stuff I'm selling right now. I worked hard to find it. I can teach you how to work hard to find these kinds of replens. But this one is a replen that I've been selling on Amazon since 2019. I had 44 in stock. Then I had 42 in stock on the third item, has been to Amazon. So you can see the items that I have the most in stock are actually the items I've been selling the most. And then we get down to the fourth line. I first started selling it in this February 21st of 23. I had multiples in stock and so replens help you make a full-time income. I've already told you that. I'm just reinforcing that. So that was 2023 when I had 90 products in stock, but those 90 products had tons of multiples because I knew where to go get them. I knew that they would sell. I knew they would sell quickly, and I knew I could replenish those items. So that was 2023. In 2024, 69. I at one point had 69. So I just continue to have more overall profits with less individual ASINs. And so uh, I wanted to show you this because again, here is a quick little view of my oldest replens. My oldest replen I found in 2017. I've got 4 in stock. I've got 5 inbound. I've got 1 reserved. That means it's either a, a a warehouse transfer or it's sold and just waiting to be shipped to the customer. And so you can see my oldest replen that's currently active, 2017. The next one, 2017. The next one, 2017. The next one, 2019. All these items that I found years ago are still selling and still selling well. And so this is the secret to really making good money on Amazon. So if you want to make a full-time income and you want the answer to the question, Stephen, how many items do you need in stock to make a full-time income? Well, this is what I want you to do. I know you might not have a red marker, but the answer to make a full-time income, you that's not even what, in fact, look at it, see, this is not even what you need to focus on. It's not about how much inventory you have in stock at any particular time. It's not about the quantity of inventory. To make a full-time income on Amazon, it's about the quality of the inventory. And that next line, and don't worry, I won't tell you to cross out or scratch out any other lines, but it's not about how much inventory you have in stock, it's the quality of the inventory you have in stock. And like I've said before, quality doesn't mean quality craftsmanship or really high-end items, things like that. No, quality means the price stays pretty constant. The sales remain very predictable. And so if you have consistent pricing, consistent when it comes to sales velocity, and you know where to find it, you can sell it on a consistent basis over and over and over again. So it's not about how much inventory you have in stock, it's about the quality of your inventory, and we can show you and teach you how to find that quality. So to build up your profit momentum, you do it by combining FBA with the fast turn snowball. So that's the next fill in the blank. Combining FBA and the fast turn snowball, when you combine that together, you can start to build up to a full-time income. Um, I think it's interesting. In fact, I had a phone call earlier today, and I had a phone call 2 days ago when I was talking to people interested in our coaching, interested in how I can help them. And they told me like they were still fulfilled by merchant. And and I walked them through exactly how FBA can help boost their profits, help them sell more items. Because if you are selling via FBA, you're like about over, I think it's over 90% of the sales on Amazon come from the buy box, that little box in the top corner of the sales page. And Amazon almost always puts FBA sellers above fulfilled by merchant sellers, even if the FBA price is higher than the fulfilled by merchant. Because FBA, Amazon knows they can get it to their customer in 1 to 2 days, sometimes the same day. And so when you combine FBA, which is great for so many reasons, including taking the fulfillment part of shipping the item to your customer off of your hands. Yes, there are more fees with FBA, but what you get in exchange for those higher fees with FBA, you get more of your time back, which helps you have more time to work on your Amazon business, to find more inventory, to make more money. I would never set up my Amazon business to be 100% or even 50, even any percentage of fulfilled by merchant. Like the only items I sell fulfilled by merchant is like the super rare time when you find an item that Amazon does not allow you to send to FBA. I'm doing. That's why we're called full-time FBA. We're not full-time fulfilled by merchant. We're full-time FBA. And so you combine FBA with the fast turn snowball. Stephen, what is the fast turn snowball? I'm glad you asked. So here is an example of the fast turn snowball in action. Now, I want to be clear. I don't want to deceive anyone or confuse anybody. This is an example of what the fast turn snowball is like. So it's an example to give you an idea of what it's like. This is not something to expect for every person who attempts this. Is it possible? Yes, it's totally possible. Is it an expectation? Not for everybody. So I want to be clear with that. But imagine in January you spend $200 on inventory and you make $300 back after all the Amazon fees. And then in February, you reinvest that $300, make $500 back after fees. In March, you take that $500, invest it back into more inventory, and you earn $900 after fees. In April, you're buying $900 of inventory, you make $1,600 back after fees. In May, you buy 16, you see where I'm going, $1,600, you make 3,000 back after fees. In June, $3,000 in inventory, you make 5,000 back after fees. You are snowballing your profits. You know the illustration of a snowball at the top of the mountain, it's a small snowball. But as it continues to roll down the mountain, it gathers more snow, it gets more momentum, it increases in size, and you can snowball your profits. In July, you buy $5,000 in inventory, you make back $8,000. In August, $8,000 in inventory, make $12,000 back after fees. Again, this is not something I'm promising or guaranteeing or something you should even expect to happen with your own business. I just want to be clear with that. Is it possible? Yes. But I just want to show you this example to show you how to snowball your profits in a way that's easy to understand. That's why I started in January. That's why I started with a low number and it increased over time. Again, it is possible for those of you who put in the hard work and the time and the finances to make it work, but is it something to expect every time? No. But it is to idea. So when you're able to combine FBA with the fast turn snowball, it brings about results. So I want you to know the best way to get to where you're going. Here's the next fill in the blank is by following someone who's already been there and can show you the way. So if you want to experience a fast turn snowball, if you're wanting to make a full-time income on Amazon, if you're wanting to learn the strategies, the proven strategies of finding inventory that you can find on a consistent basis and sell on a consistent basis, then we invite you to join our coaching program. Our coaching program can help you see massive results in what you're going in what the time that you put into your Amazon business that will help you bring about the results of making that full-time income. And so uh, in no matter what you're talking about, if you want to learn something, if you follow someone who's already been there and can show you the way, that is one of the best ways to find the success that you're looking for. And so, if you want to make a full-time income, I want to talk through the 5 C's of the full-time FBA coaching program. I don't know if you can tell this a lot, but a lot of times when I'm on the calls, I use my hands a lot. And so here's a little screenshot of me just making during a coaching call, like, "Hi, how you doing? All right, we're gonna start talking about mindset, and we're gonna build up a strong foundation of your Amazon business." And so I want you to grab the knowledge that we're talking about and really, really think about it, and we'll grow our Amazon businesses together. So here are the 5 C's. Again, the next blanks on your paper, the 5 C's of the coaching program. Number one is content. You get massive amounts of content. Now, depending on if you sign up for a 6 month coaching program or a 12-month coaching program, you're going to have different coaching packages. The details are at fulltimefba.com/coaching. But when it comes to the content that we give you, you get up to 25 hours of pre-recorded training videos that you can watch in your own time and and then come to bi-weekly, which that means every other week coaching calls, whether it's a group coaching call or an individual coaching call, where we can talk through, okay, what you learned in the pre-recorded training and get more clarity and coaching based on for your specific situation in the coaching calls. You get our Jumpstart Amazon course to get your Amazon business started with the right foundation. Even if you've already started your Amazon business, this is going to be good to help you fix some foundational mistakes you might have made starting on your own, we're going to help you. And it's our Jumpstart Amazon course. And there's a picture of a book and a computer screen because it comes in both a readable PDF and a digital course. So there's also the reseller's guide to online arbitrage, how to find profitable inventory online, lots of different strategies to sell on Amazon. Then the reseller's guide to replens, the key to making a really good full-time income quicker, replens, and we walk you through the strategies with that. Oh, by the way, both the video content and the book content, PDF content, it includes the same information. So if you like reading better than watching, then that's for you. If you like watching better than reading, then you can choose that for all of our courses, except for the Reseller's Guide to Keepa. I mean, if you were here for day 3 yesterday for our walkthrough of using Keepa and how to use Keepa to find confirmed replens, then you know there's a lot of video aspect of it. There's not a way, there's not a uh, paper friendly way to make a book version of the Reseller's Guide to Keep a Course. And so that is just a video course. You get access to that, and then the Reseller's Guide to Pricing for Profits, how to squeeze out every penny for the items that you sell on Amazon. We talk about pricing strategies, repricing strategies, and walk you through all that. So the coaching content, that's the first C, is the content that you get. The second C is a customized experience. When you sign up for the coaching program, I get to know you. I get to find out, okay, you live in a large town and have access to a lot of retail stores, or you live in the middle of nowhere and you need to focus more online. Or maybe you've got lots of time to spend on your Amazon business, or maybe you've got 5 kids and you're trying to juggle that. Plus, you're at school trying to take your classes and you've got a part-time. I mean, whatever experience you are experiencing, we have the training and coaching to help you through that. So it's a customized experience. Yes, even with the group coaching call, I'll be like, okay, this person, here's my advice for you on this topic. But you, someone else, this is my advice because of your situation might be different. Um, and so, yes, with the group coaching, there's going to be some things that you hear that are not applicable to you in your situation, which is why we also offer individual coaching. If you want the entire coaching hour every other week to be focused on you, then that is the best answer for you. So a customized experience. All right, the third C is continuous strategy. We've been selling on Amazon since 2011. And my business is so different from how it was in 2011 right now in 2025. Amazon has changed. The world has changed. And we've been able to pivot and make changes and stop doing one thing and start doing a different thing. And so there's continuous strategy to make sure that you know how to pivot your own Amazon business as the world changes and as Amazon changes as well. So the next C is CEO talks. Um, if you don't know this by now, if you are going to run an Amazon business, you need to have a CEO mindset. You need to think like a CEO, and I want to help coach you to have that kind of mindset. The CEO talks that we have that help you recognize there's certain things in your business that, I mean, think about it this way. Um, would the CEO of a multi-million dollar company be the one who's taking out the trash every day? No, they're not. Um, are they on all the sales calls? No, they're probably not. They have more important, higher needle moving aspects to focus on. And so with your Amazon business, there are certain things that are good for you to do at first, but after a while, it's time to start outsourcing. It's time to start delegating. It's time to start to build a team. I know not everyone's going to be there and ready to do that. That's why we're going to help you along the way to know what to do and have those CEO talks. And then the next one is community. If you are part of the group coaching call, man, the calls are pretty awesome. It is a very encouraging time where it's not just me coaching. Sometimes someone will ask a question, and Ciela, who was on the call yesterday, someone like her will chime in and be like, I experienced that last month, and this is what I did, and it really helped. And so we work together. But even on the one-on-one call, the community that we have in those calls, um, it is positive, it is encouraging, it is challenging in a good way, as I coach you and lead you along the way. And sometimes even having those hard conversations, I want to be able to tell you the hard truths that I wish people would have told me in certain situations in my life, in my Amazon business. And so I want to be able to help you out as well. So the community that you get from the coaching calls is it's awesome. So I encourage you to check out fulltimefba.com/coaching. And my favorite double C, the very last item that you fill out on your in your workbook, my favorite double C, coupon codes. Who wants to save money, everybody? If you sign up for the full-time FBA coaching program, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, whether it's individual or group coaching, you can save some good money if you sign up by midnight Central Time on Friday night. So if you use the coupon code 15 off MAR25, if you're paying in full, you can knock 15% off. With the group coaching, if you're able to use that code, then you are going to be able to save over $800 with the group coaching. If you want to do the individual coaching and use that coupon code, you can save over $2,200 by saving 15% off. Now, if you decide to do a payment plan, because I totally get that's a big chunk of change up front, if you use the coupon code 10 off MAR25, you can save 10%, which is about a $650 savings when it comes to a payment plan, but is up to about $1,800 in total savings for 12 months. So the payment plan, 650 if you're doing a 6 month, about $1,800 if you are doing a 12-month program. So fulltimefba.com/coaching. Rebecca's going to be sure to put that in the chat. Take a screenshot of this if you're watching on the replay, or just click pause and then go to fulltimefba.com/coaching. Pick the plan that works best for you, and we can help you out. We got some really cool bonuses. If you sign up before April 2nd, midnight, you get a 30-minute one-on-one strategy call with me where we can walk you through exactly how to get your Amazon business up and running or to take it from where it is to where it needs to go. So we're also, if you pay in full, we're going to be giving away the FBA starter pack to everyone who signs up for a pay in full option. You get the starter pack. And there's also going to be some bonuses if you pay in full for 12 months. If you pay in full for 12 months before April 2nd, midnight, you're going to get 3 additional 30-minute one-on-one calls with me. So instead of just one 30-minute call, it'll be a quarterly. So you're signing up for 12 months of coaching. We're going to have 4 calls once a quarter, strategy calls with your Amazon FBA business. So again, the coupon codes where you can save some serious money on your Amazon business and be able to take it to the next level. So if you still have questions, you can book a 15-minute phone call with me. FulltimeFBA.com/connect. We can talk through. I've been having some connect calls with a few of you already, as you're trying to figure out which is the best option for me. What I got questions. You've talked a lot about your coaching program, but I still have questions. If you do, book a call and we'll talk about it. And so just be sure to take advantage of booking a call. And just so you know, I think Rebecca will agree with me that this is okay. If you book a call with me and you're like, Steven, um, I uh I have some questions, but I can't book a call with you in time to take advantage of the money saving coupon codes. Is it possible to that those codes will still work? Well, no, they do expire, but are you okay with this, Rebecca? If you're still actually listening, we'll still give coupon codes if they sign up with the Connect call.
Yeah, if you sign up for a Connect call, if you have signed up before Friday
Yes,
for your Connect call and your Connect call, because we're not going to be able to have a Connect call before Friday.
well, that's true.
That's tomorrow. So if you sign up now, you're not going to be able to sign up for tomorrow. But if you make your appointment and it's for next week, but you've made it by tomorrow, yeah, we can come up with some coupon codes for that. But just
Yes.
make sure that you have your call in, please.
Yes. Make sure the call is booked, and that's the way we can do that. So I do want to read this really quickly. This is an email I got from one of our previous coaching clients. He said, I made my first sale. Greetings, Stephen. Jason here. I just want to share with you that I have had my first sale on Amazon, literally the day after my first products went live. It feels amazing to have a sale so quickly. Now I just need to get more products sourced and available. 2 months ago, selling on Amazon was just an idea, and now I have made a small profit already. Thanks for your coaching help thus far, and I look forward to learning how I can continue to scale my business. And so, this is how fast you can get going with your Amazon business. Even if you haven't started it yet, you can get it going and start seeing results very soon. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. We've got a couple of guests that I want you to hear from. First is going to be Christy, and then the second one is going to be Michael. I've already seen that Christy is here, so what I'm going to do is kick her off the the workshop session Zoom so that she can come back as a panelist. So I'm promoting her to a panelist so she can come on video and we can talk through her Amazon business and for you to learn kind of what she experienced as an Amazon seller and how Full-Time FBA has helped her grow her Amazon business. So, Christy, I see you are still muted, but how are things going? And tell me a little bit about how you discovered Full-Time FBA. Can you hear me, Christy?
Getting there. Okay, there we go. I got
There
it
we
off.
go.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Well, how I found full-time FBA, I actually had been a seller on eBay for a number of years. And my husband said, well, why don't you try Amazon? And I was up to my eyeballs in eBay and just shipping constantly. And so I told him, absolutely not. There was no chance that I was going to be able to learn a new platform and do everything that it was going to take to get going on a second platform when I'm working full time on eBay. So he kept on and kept on. He said, I'm sure it's not that hard to learn. Okay, fine. So I opened up an account, and I think it was a couple of days after my account was open, he brought home a tool that he had found on clearance sale at Lowe's. So I listed it on Amazon, and before I even knew anything, I figured out how to list. But you taught me that actually. But it sold within 10 minutes. And I'm like, holy cow, 10 minutes. I list on eBay and it's going to sit there for 30 days if I'm lucky. You
Hmm.
just have a ton of listings and you know how it is to hold inventory. It's less than ideal. So I quickly had to figure out, okay, how do I print and how do I ship? And so I Googled how to do Amazon. And you, full-time FBA, came up. And so you actually taught me how to get things listed, how to get things shipped, how to do Amazon from the bottom up when you were doing your YouTube channel and the content that you had there. So that's how I got introduced to Amazon.
Well, that's cool, and I'm so glad you found us, and we've been able to help you grow your Amazon business over the years, and it's been a pretty amazing journey where you were and where you've come some, and so as much as you're comfortable with sharing, um, what can you say was the financial situation you were at before you started selling on Amazon?
I'm not going to be, I'm not going to lie. It was tough. So, my husband and I both went through pretty tragic divorces before we got married. And so when we got married, we literally had next to nothing.
Hmm.
Um, but, we were able to make the house payment and do the things that we needed to do. And so my husband said, any extras you're going to have to earn the money for. And I wanted to put my son in private school. And this private school was not cheap. And so that's why I started on eBay. And it was it was so unbelievable. we started, I think, in the middle or somewhere in the middle of July of
Hmm.
2017. And by the time we got to December 31st, we were at $79,000. And that was going from Lowe's to Lowe's in, I don't know, 5 or 6 different states and picking up drywall tools and selling them on Amazon. And it was utterly amazing. It was completely life changing. And
Mm.
so I stopped doing eBay and I went full time to figure out how to really grow my business on Amazon.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear that. And so let's kind of fast forward, because I know we've got a limited amount of time, but let's fast forward to kind of like how selling on Amazon helped you to get to a place where I don't want to give away your story or anything, but give it give us an idea of how you got from that situation to now where you're living now and experiencing what you're experiencing now.
So when I started my Amazon business, we were in Bakersfield, California. And the money that we made, we put towards the house. We eventually were able to buy a rental. And we had a couple of houses and we were able to get them rented. Well, fast forward to 2020, 2021. 2020 and 2021 were actually our best years.
Wow.
And shocking by 5 times what we had previously done. They were our best years. And so what we were able to do is we decided that we wanted to homeschool the children, get out of California because unfortunately there were some really tragic consequences of being in California under the 2-year lockdown that they had. And so we just had said, okay, we're going to sell everything. And of course, 2022 was the top of the market, in one of the tops of the market in California. And so we sold all of our houses except for one. And we invested the money into, when, by the way, these houses were bought by Amazon money. So we
Hmm.
invested all that money that we got and we bought 10 acres in Texas. And this property came with 3 houses. So we live in the main house. We're renovating one of the houses. And then I got the third house for my Amazon office. So it's kind of nice.
Ah,
Um,
so cool.
we have and I have cows and I have boys that are running amok and having a great time. And honestly, what it did is it bought me an incredible amount of freedom.
Yeah, and that seems to be like we all have our own different stories and we all have different ways that we've been able to find freedom, but freedom seems to be the goal for people who are like committed to making Amazon work. And
Yes.
like I know we're free to travel. Like Rebecca and I's goal is to try to go to every Major League Baseball park. I mean, that's expensive to travel. That's expensive to do that. But our Amazon business has helped us do that. And you were able to fulfill a dream of owning a farm in Texas, and I love that. The last question I'm going to ask you, and then I've got another guest I'm going to bring on.
Sure.
What um what would you tell someone if they're on the fence, they're not sure if they should get coaching with the full-time FBA? What would you tell them if they're thinking maybe I'll wait till later? What would your advice be?
So you can research something to death and you can keep gathering information and never make a move. Now, I'll be honest with you. I would not have the success that I have if I had not found a team. And there's 4 of us women who are female Amazon sellers, and we gather together and we exchange ideas and we talk about, some of us sell some of the same products, and we don't undercut each other. We kind of work together, to figure out what's doing well, what's not doing so well, what stores have inventory of this, that kind of a thing.
Hmm.
And it is excellent to have a team behind me. I know that if I'm in a store and I'm having a problem figuring out something, I can call any one of these girls and they're going to say, oh, no, you don't really want that product, but you might want the sister product, which is this. And they'll give me their reasons, and it's fantastic. You need a team behind you. You need an experienced team behind you. And that is definitely something that has helped with my Amazon selling.
Yeah, definitely. And so, like, if anyone's listening and you're like, oh, I'd love a team like that, well, join our group coaching program because we will be the team that you can connect with and grow together. There's people who are in the coaching program who have started from the very beginning. There's others who have been sellers on Amazon for a few years and realized, okay, I can't do this by myself. And so I really appreciate you sharing your story and coming on here on video. I know your story, but every single time I saw Rebecca put that in the comments as well. Every single time I hear your story, I'm like, let's go! This is awesome. And so thank you for sharing that with us today.
Thank you for having me. Absolutely. And thank you for what you do. You guys have made a huge difference in my Amazon store. I counted up the dollar value of sales. You guys have helped me sell $2 million in Amazon sales.
That
So
is
thank you.
awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. Well, I mean, you put in the hard work. There's a lot of people that we work with that we try to help, and they just assume it's just going to happen magically. I'm like, no, it's our coaching plus your hard work. That's the magic that needs to happen. And so I appreciate you putting in that work.
Now. People have to start now.
Yes,
Stop researching, go do it.
absolutely.
Good to
All
see
right,
you, Stephen.
good to see you. I'm going to kick you off
Yeah.
the 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 panelist, and you're gonna go back as and I'm gonna bring on our next one because you're like, okay, Stephen, that's someone who you helped years ago, and I've seen their success. That's awesome. But what about maybe somebody who's newer? Well, I want to bring in someone and talk with them. I'm going to bring on Michael. So I'm going to do the same thing to you. You're going to get kicked off the Zoom, but then you're going to come back as a panelist. And I'm going to talk with Michael. Michael signed up for our coaching program about 2 months ago. And so we're just going to kind of talk with him and how the coaching program has helped him. And so, Michael, I know you're coming on. Let me know when you're ready to go. Um, and
Uh, I'm here. If you can hear me, for some reason my camera is not recognized. So
Okay,
you
that's not a problem at
just
all.
got a static image there.
That's no problem at all. Well, Michael, kind of give me an idea of what first drew you to the idea of signing up for the full-time FBA coaching program. What did you
Yeah,
see in it
so
that would help you?
I guess it was sometime in 24 that early 24 that I kind of got the thought of starting Amazon sales on Amazon. Created my Seller Central account and basically just did nothing for a year. And then in December of 24, I was like, okay, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I have to, do it right and start, kind of structuring like, okay, what's my approach? How am I going to learn everything that needs to be done here? I actually came across your podcast, Full-Time FBA podcast, and started listening to that for a little bit. And then, from there, came across your website and, started looking at everything. Um, Took a look at the coaching and, it was, to me, a way to just kind of like jumpstart into it. And, I could kind of similar to something I believe Christy said previously here is, you can just research it and figure everything out, but the amount of time spent doing that, I'd rather get condensed, the kind of the priority items to actually get moving and, jump into things. And I believe, started working with you beginning of, I'd say first half of January and ended up having my first sale before the end of January.
I love that. That is awesome. So, what would you say? Like, you're part of our group coaching program. What would you say is what are the group coaching calls like? How does it help you move things forward in your business?
Yeah, so I think one of the things is, it's nice just having that group to be able to bounce certain, questions of things that I might be unsure of. Just when you get into that kind of murky gray area of, Amazon of just, trying to figure things out. Again, it's about efficiency and speed to get the information or get the accurate information as opposed to just kind of wandering around in a million Google searches.
Yeah, and being able to kind of figure that out on the coaching calls are really good. And I love when you come on the calls because you ask really good questions, and the questions that you're asking shows me that you're looking in the right places. And seeing the results that you've been able to experience so far has been really good. So what would you tell somebody who is like, okay, I'm interested in coaching. Should I start now or should I wait? Or should I even do coaching at all? What would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, just do it. Just get started with it. And, I experienced just waiting for about a year and got absolutely nowhere. And, I think how it can contribute to being a catalyst to really getting things moving is important. And there are a lot of strategies and kind of tools that you can offer when it comes to sourcing because I think there's the way I view it is you got to get your account up and running. That's really like you're at a no-go until that happens. Then once you get your account up and running, it becomes sourcing, and it's a sourcing game. And it's kind of like the wild, wild west. And until you have, the right strategies and approaches to be able to source product, know that you're going to be profitable and not just that it's profitable stuff that's going to sell. You got to get that mix. And even myself, I mean, just it was still trial and error, and I'm still figuring it out. I'm very green at this, but being able to kind of learn the right approaches there is, I think, speed to market there of like getting your business to market has been critical. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that. You mentioned momentum, and in this call we talked about like the fast turn snowball. Like if the snowball just stays at the top of the mountain, it's never going to grow. You need to get that movement. You need to get first little push. And I feel like some people are so stuck in whether it's fear or not being able to handle the unknown. Sometimes it's like no, you just need that little push. And hopefully, hearing the story of Christy and then also you, Michael, can help gives that people the push to get going because, like you said, once you get your Amazon account open and you start focusing on sourcing, you can start seeing that momentum grow. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and I actually just want to share when you were talking about the snowball
Yeah.
earlier here, I took a quick look at my account and it's been less than 90 days since I had started my sales. It's only been 60 days. I looked at my first turn of 30 days. I was at 4x sales in after at 30 days, and then the next 30 days was 5x what it was the prior month. And
Yeah.
while I might have a little bit more inventory that I put into it, I am watching that snowball and that kind of a little, it's not going to be forever exponential, but that growth
Yeah.
has been exciting.
That is awesome. And thank you for sharing that for sure.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna kick you off of the Zoom. You're gonna come right back as an attendee. But now it's time to get into the questions. Rebecca's gonna come back on, but y'all, hopefully you've realized, okay, I need coaching. Whether you're just a beginner and you're like, I want to make sure I get the right kind of coaching so I get on the right track so I don't have a lot of mistakes to overcome later, we're going to help you. Or maybe you realized I've been waiting forever and selling on Amazon isn't working. It's if that's your case, that's because the strategies are wrong and the support is wrong. And we want to give you the right strategies and the support to help you find success. So fulltimefba.com/coaching. Another reminder, the coupon codes expire Friday night at midnight Central Time. We're recording this Thursday night, so that's tomorrow. So you can save some good money if you sign up. Sign up now. So let's get into some questions.
Well, first I have a question because I'm
Okay.
still like trying to absorb what Michael just said, and I want to get this to him before he leaves
Yep.
the call so that he can respond in the chat. I'm like, whoa, I don't know that I've heard those results from him before. So did I hear it correctly? Your first month after joining the coaching, you 4x your sales, and then the month after that, you 5x. Can you tell me if that's correct? Because that's amazing.
That is awesome. That's what I heard. and
Okay.
we'll give them a
Verify that
moment.
for us, Michael, if I heard that correctly, because I'm just like, whoa, I hadn't heard that before, and I love that so much. That's exciting.
Yes, he says
Whoa,
yes.
okay, he confirmed it. Yay. Okay, congratulations, Michael. That is amazing. Love it so much.
I do too.
Small values, but yes, 4x then 5x. Hey, if you keep that up, it's not going to be small values for long. It's
Oh yeah,
not.
yeah.
That's amazing. All right, let's get into some questions. And as I get going here, be sure and leave your questions in the webinar chat for us or in the Q&A, and we'll get going. All right, so first question, when dealing with stuff like tools, as Christy mentioned, Christy was talking about things that she sells. I picture those products being heavy. Does the shipping go up a lot because of the weight? And how is the best way to factor in shipping costs when you are sourcing? Great question.
It is a good question. I mean, it's possible that some of the items that she purchased to resell were lightweight, but even heavy items can still be profitable. Don't just assume because something is big or something is very heavy that all of your profits will be gone because the shipping is going to cost more. The thing is, when we're shipping via FBA, we're sending our inventory to Amazon. We're getting Amazon's partnered rates to ship the inventory to Amazon, and Amazon is probably the biggest, partner that UPS has when it comes to shipping. And I mean, like I could send in a huge, I don't know the exact numbers, but I can send in a huge box filled with tons of inventory and it's like $20 a box. Whereas if I went to the post office and tried to ship it, or even if I went to the UPS store and shipped it without the Amazon UPS partnered rates, it'd be like $80 to ship it. And so you're getting some really good savings. And then actually shipping it from Amazon warehouses to your customer, like that's no cost to you. Like that Amazon takes care of that cost. And so because it's FBA, there's no shipping cost, and Amazon works that in. So we've sold large ride-on children's toys that required huge boxes to
I'm
send
so glad
in.
you're telling this because that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to tell the story if he doesn't.
Yes. And we've also sold uh, items that are like, very, very heavy. And so do not be scared. Because here's the other thing. Other Amazon sellers are assuming it's too big, it's probably not profitable, or it's too heavy, it's probably not profitable. Don't ever make decisions based off of probably. Find out for sure. That's why we use certain apps
Oh,
in our Amazon business, and the apps crunch the numbers for us. It's like, okay, if I buy this for $20 and I sell it for 80, this is what Amazon fees are going to come out for that sale. And if I'm still in the black, then most of the time I will purchase that to resell. So, and we can walk you through all that within our coaching program of how to know the profitability, the exact profitability if your item sells at that price.
yeah, exactly. Here's another question about coaching. Do you teach how to use any OA tools in your coaching?
So there are some OA tools that we walk you through, but most when it comes to specific coaching or specific online arbitrage tools, most of the tools that we recommend definitely have really good training themselves. So the tool already has training for those who use the tool, but there are certain things that we either tweak or suggestions. So it's like you combine the training that the tool provides, but then we add our own personality and strategies with that to kind of make it. So it's like we don't tell you everything, but because the online arbitrage tool already does a good job of teaching you certain things, so we'll let them do that, and then we'll add on to it.
Yeah, like for example, tactical arbitrage, they've got really great training of their own. So once you've gone through all of that training and you have like specific questions, those are the kind of things that we can um, work on together in coaching.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. So this just happened. Sent inventory to Amazon, and before it was, quote, received, the listing was deactivated and is telling me I need to get approval, which I had before I even bought it. What's the move here?
So this is an annoying situation. Obviously, thought you were approved, you purchased it, you sent it to Amazon, and sometime while the item was being in transport to Amazon, the item got restricted. This is a rare instance, but it does happen, and I'm sorry um, for you experiencing this. Um, if you are not approved anymore, the first thing I would do is click to apply for approval, because sometimes you might get applied, or you might apply and get automatically approved, even though they just unapproved you. You might still get automatically approved. So that would be the first step to do that. If that doesn't work, then I would set up a removal order to have the item shipped back to you, and then I would once a month go in and continually reapply. Now, this I do want to say this. This is really rare when this happens, and I'm sorry that it happened to you. Um, sometimes when we get closer to Q4, certain things might uh, certain brands might decide to tighten up the metrics that are required for approved sellers, and so if some sellers might be outside of uh, that those numbers, they might get unapproved. But it also happens rare times during the year when a brand decides, because that's what approves you. Good seller metrics, a certain amount of time of selling length on the Amazon platform. The better the metrics and the longer you've been selling, the more you'll get approved. But every once in a while, a brand will go in and just be like, "Yeah, we need to make sure this people have a year of Amazon under their belt instead of 6 months," or something like that. And so, it's definitely something to try to reapply. But if not, reapply on a consistent basis. And if you need to sell it on another platform to be able to get some capital back, then you can do that.
Okay, so for anybody listening who's wondering about what Steven's talking about of like reapplying, so if you go into Seller Central, so like the way you apply is you try to list the item and it says you're not approved, and so you can go to request approval, and if you click request approval, it should either show you that you get automatically approved, or it could show you which documents that you would need to submit. Or you could go and look at it and it could say, you can't, this is restricted, nobody can apply for it. So if you apply and you get automatic approval, great. You should be able to relist it. If it says that you need documentation, what it's going to do is open up a selling application for you, and it'll be in draft form. And so if you already have the item that you've purchased somewhere, if you've got invoices, you can go ahead and submit that then at that time as your documentation. And if you don't have invoices, if you purchased it from a retail store or an online retail store, you're not gonna be able to use the receipt. Like Stephen was saying, what I think it was yesterday, you're like 99 times out of 100 not going to be able to use receipts in invoice. But if you go to Seller Central and on the left side, look at the menu under catalog, hover over catalog, and then view selling applications is one of the options. And so if you go to view selling applications, it's going to show you all of the applications that you've done that either have been approved or have a draft form. So the ones that are approved are going to show green status approved. And then if there's any that are in draft form, that means you weren't automatically approved. Then you can just go through periodically at that point and click on the go to application button and then see if you can reapply. And so, yeah, that was on the menu. It was hover over catalog and then view selling applications.
Yeah, and every once in a while they might also say, before you can be approved, you need to watch this short video and then answer a few quiz questions, or some of them, there's a lot of different options that they do, but you don't know until you apply. So always apply. In fact, every single time you find an item that you're restricted from selling, always apply. Even if you applied yesterday, always apply. You just never know when you're going to get approved. So always apply and set a reminder to go back to that draft page and reapply for everything, at least every 2 to 3 months.
Yep. All right, well, that's all the questions that we've had come in. So we're going to leave it there for tonight, and we will take any more questions tomorrow night that y'all have.
Yeah, in fact, I want to hear from you in the chat because tomorrow night, what we're going to be talking about is overcoming obstacles in your Amazon business. So if there is an obstacle, like we just talked you through, and we'll probably talk a little bit about it tomorrow too, overcoming the obstacle of restricted brands on Amazon. What other obstacles are showing or are slowing you down from finding the success that you want to find in your Amazon business? You can put it in the chat. You can email me, fulltimefba.com/contact. And we're going to try to organize training to help you overcome the most common obstacles that people have when they're trying to build a full-time income on their Amazon business. And so we'll talk about that tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. As always, I'll send you a replay of this current session, a link to that where you can watch the replay. It'll be available for a couple days, as well as links to tomorrow's session where we're going to talk about overcoming those common obstacles and turning what looks like a roadblock that's going to stop you from finding success and turning it into instead a little annoying speed bump that you need to kind of slow down a little bit, deal with the speed bump, and then you can start to accelerate that fast turn snowball again. So let us know what that is in the chat or reach out to me, fulltimefba.com/contact, and let me know the biggest obstacles that are stopping you from being successful. And we'll talk about that tomorrow night.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. The comment that we're getting the most is that people want to know about restrictions and ungating, and that is topic number one.
Yeah.
Every time that we do obstacles, because that's so common for us to experience. So we'll get into that tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about other obstacles. And also, I've got some good news to share with you tomorrow. We're going to be doing the giveaway tomorrow,
Yes.
but there's also we've just got some more awesome stuff to share with you, and we'll tell you what that is on tomorrow's call. So we'll see you tomorrow night. God bless and have a
Well, for
great.
being here.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye.